Welcome to the tutorial. This time around we're going to talk about your low drone strings. How to use them, how to turn them on, how to tune them, all that. Before we get started, we'll mention that when we ship the instruments out new, we turn all the strings off the wheel. So if you crank the handle, you shouldn't hear any sound. Nothing's touching the wheel. Let's start with our drone strings. These are the two silver strings that are closest to the floor as you hold the instrument in your lap, or furthest away from your face, if you want to think of it that way. They are held in position by these two bridge pins. I'll pull the string out of the way so you can see, but each bridge pin has two notches in it. One is an off position, it holds it off the wheel. The other is an inward position, which holds it on the wheel. Make sure that both the strings are in the on inward position groove. On the other side of the key chest, we also have these remote on-off switches, which will be the main agents of turning the strings on or off. As you look down on the key chest, see if I give it a little downward pressing with my thumb, the lower button turns the lower pitched string on and also the lower string on the soundboard. If I push it back in and lift up, it turns it off. I'll do this with the upper button, which is the upper drone. So a little downward push releases it and turns the string on. Push it back in and lift upward, disengages the drone string. Let's get them tuned up. We'll start with the top one here. This should be a C drone in the GC tuning. Before we tune it though, I'd like to mention, if we look at the string, the cotton has slid off to the side here. Sometimes this happens in shippings. As the instrument travels around the country or the world, the cotton can move around too. We'll pull the string off the wheel and just kind of gently slide the cotton back in position so that it covers the rim of the wheel. This is important for better tone. Now we've got our upper drone string turned on. As we look at the tuner, it's giving me a G sharp note. This one is a C. At least for the GC tuning, which is this instrument. And that's most of what we send out unless it's by special request. So I'm going to raise the pitch of this until it's a C. You can see on my tuner here. There we go. I'm looking for a green light on top with no red lights around it. And the needle in the middle. Okay, let's turn that string off by pushing in its button and lifting up a little bit. As we crank the wheel, we can see that there's no sound coming out of it, so we did that right. Now we'll turn on the lower pitch drone and tune it. Again, push the button downward just a little bit. It's spring loaded, so it should let go pretty easily. This one should be a low G. We loosen the strings for shipping, so you'll need to raise it to pitch. I'm getting an E flat here. I'm going to raise the pitch till I get a G. My tuner's, oops, I think I passed it. It's giving me an F. I'm getting false notes here. Maybe I'll touch the soundboard a little more with it. There we go. F sharp. G. Okay, because these are new strings, new instrument in this case, the strings are stretching out quite a bit because they're new, so we're probably going to have to tune it several times in a row before it really holds its tuning. I'll go back to my C. We can see that it's already gone a little bit sharp. Bring it back up to pitch. Okay, turn off that one, turn on the lower drone again. Tune it one more time, bring it up to a G. Now theoretically both of them are in tune. What happens if I turn them on together? That's pretty fun, huh? Anyway, as I mentioned, you'll need to tune them a couple of times, going back and forth until it holds. The first few days of tuning, you'll need to tune more often. That's just how it is while the strings settle in. After about a week or so, it should be pretty consistent without needing to be tuned quite so much. One final note about the drone strings is the other end of them we have these capos. This instrument had capos added, so these raise the pitch of the string by a full step. So my low pitched G drone becomes an A. One thing about the capos, they're either fully engaged, raise it out until it stops, or fully disengaged, push it in until it stops. There's no halfway between. If you try to do that, you'll get weird sound artifacts. That kind of thing. So if you're getting those kind of sounds, be sure to check your capos that they're fully disengaged while you tune. That concludes this video. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully it was helpful. Happy playing.